the third edition of International E-Commerce Day. My name is Albert, and I'm going to be your host for the next hour. I would like to thank you guys for being active and attending this session. I would like to also thank our dear partners, GetResponse, because of their support in making this event happen. I would also want to remind you that after Mark is going to give his keynote speech, there's going to be a QA session where you can ask questions. And in the same time, I would like to remind you that we have an ongoing competition happening, meaning that you can win an Omniconvert account worth $9,000 US just by sharing any quote or insight that you get from Mark's presentation. You just have to use hashtag Ecom Day 2017 in any of the social media platforms that you're active. And the winner is going to be announced tomorrow on our Facebook page. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Mark, which is one of the best and most experienced marketing and sales executives in his field. He's currently running as managing director Fanatics Media, and he's also author of the best-selling business book Socialized.
Yeah, Socialized and Specialized. Yeah.
Perfect. So Mark, I'm gonna pass the floor to you, and have a great time.
Okay, very good. So I am now going to start sharing here. All right. So one of my favorite topics, everyone, the rise of the e-commerce bots. Why? Because it's my belief that, e-commerce is going to become more and more part of this artificial intelligence type of system and be a part of artificial intelligence that helps not only help you find your customers better, but helps them find you better. So very excited to share what I know and what I'm learning and where it's headed. And to do that, I kind of start off with a story about, my experience with AI. And I was driving to the airport a few weeks ago on my way to Las Vegas. It's 5 a.m. It's about a 30-minute drive from my house to the airport without traffic, because I live in San Diego and not LA. There's little if no traffic at that hour. So I turned on Spotify to listen to music, and the first song was one of my favorites. So I sit back in my seat and I continue down the freeway, and then the next song comes on Spotify, and again, wow, one of my favorites. I was ecstatic. I'm like, wow, this is a good system. The third and fourth songs were even better, and it kept going like this. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, the AI bots at Spotify really are going to change the world. They're reading my mind. So when I get to the airport, I was a little depressed. I mean, AI is getting so good so fast, there are millions of people that are going to be out of work. But as I was unplugging my phone from the car, I realized that the car audio had switched from Spotify to my own music playlist that I had curated over 10 years. It was my music that I had curated, not some super intelligent AI musical genius. My point in relating this story is that AI isn't quite there yet. It's going to get there in the next 10 years, but there are some fascinating things with AI and bots in e-commerce that I want to share with you today. So despite my near miss with AI, it's important to understand that the next technological transformation is going to be huge, as the Donald would say. I disagree with most people that it's going to displace jobs. I think it's going to make our jobs even more rewarding. So who am I? I'm Mark Fidelman, CEO of Fanatics Media. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Fidelman. We also have a great YouTube channel that has a lot of AI-related stuff at youtube.com/Fanatics Media as well. I should have put that into this slide. So let's look out 5 years. The world is going to change drastically, and I doubt most people are aware of how radical change is going to occur in the next 5 years, even more so than the last 5, which was pretty dramatic. And if you look at the human progress through time, I like to say we're at this red point right here. We're here, and we're about to see hockey stick growth. It's not just AI, it's AR and VR. All of these new things, at least in business, are going to change everything forever. And if you If you follow Forrester as I do, or Gartner, any of the analysts, according to Forrester, by 2025, 16% of all jobs will be replaced by robots and AI. That might not sound like a lot, but that's just the beginning. When I say replace, that doesn't mean you lose yours. It just means the bot is going to take over, and that's going to allow you to have a better and higher paying job. I don't follow the people that say bots are going to replace and robots are going to replace everybody. Also, Forrester has said 93% of people feel unprepared to tackle the challenges associated with AI. I actually think that's true, but let's be real. We haven't seen a very good use case. There's no Pokemon AR breakout in AI yet. If you don't know what Pokemon AR is, it's the game that was augmented reality. You played on your phone. You saw these little Pokemon monsters all over the place. There's been nothing like that in AI. Unless you count the Jeopardy victory by Watson, but that's a game show and life is much more in the game. I think you guys would agree. So people don't know what to expect, how to prepare, and how that will happen to impact their jobs in the future. Is your job at risk by 2025? Now let's go out, 10 years. Actually, it's about 8 years. The answer is yes. Data technicians probably aren't going to have the same job they have today. They will advance into, much more of a cognitive, space. Telemarketers, I don't think any of us are going to miss them. Customer service, 90% of them are going to be gone. Why? Because you're already starting to see this with Facebook chatbots. They're getting okay at solving basic customer service problems. But imagine 8 years from now how good they're going to be. And then marketers like myself, only 1%. So I think, if you're in marketing, you're pretty safe. But let's take a look at what's hype today and what's reality, okay?
Echo, start Smalltalk.
Hey Google, how are you today?
Great, thanks. What can I do for you?
Please tell me the current time.
The time is 12:14 p.m.
Oh, it's already 12:40? Hey Google, please translate "it's already late" into German.
Es ist schon spät.
Wow, cool. By the way, today is my birthday. Hey homie, could you sing happy birthday for me? What the f***? Hey Google, sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the person whose birthday it is. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Hey Google, repeat after me. Echo, you are great.
Echo, you are great.
You really think so?
Okay, so that's an example of two bots talking to one another, which is phenomenal. And that's the hype, right? Bots, your bot will talk to my bot, and my bot will talk to your business bot. And, one of these tools is called Amazon Alexa, if you're not aware. It's evolved from 1,000 voice command interpretations, or what we call skills, to now more than 10,000 skills in a 1-year period. And there's still a lot of artificial intelligence progress to be made before machines can truly understand and guide the next best action. What you're going to see in the future is that they're going to anticipate what you want and, ask you ahead of you even thinking about it, whether you want to do something or to buy something. But this is the hype, right? Now let's look at what reality is.
Play ticker. Lada, play ticker.
Bobby, can you talk to play real?
You want to hear a station for porn detected, porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy. No, hot pussy in a dildo ringtone.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah, that really did happen. And that's the reality, of what we're facing is this. The AI still has a lot of work. It's not self-reflecting, of course, so it's going to say and do whatever it thinks you want it to, or it's been programmed to do. So we have a long way to go. And we really even haven't mastered stage 1 yet we're going on to stage 2. We're experimenting with stage 2, in some cases stage 3, without even mastering stage 1. So that is going to change in the next couple of years. We will have mastered stage 1, and then we can start working on more advanced things what we associate with artificial intelligence in stage 2 and stage 3, but we're not even close there yet. But let me give you some examples of some stage 1 technologies that I think are moving the needle and something you've got to pay attention to, if not start using. So there's a company that I just talked to that uses Alexa to drive sales. How do they do that? Well, Alexa has 10,000 skills and counting, like we mentioned before. A skill is basically an app that you talk to. Apps on your phone where you're interacting with your fingers and maybe typing in some text. A skill from Amazon is an app that you talk to. And right now, you can talk to Alexa and it can order pizza, Uber, items from Amazon. Those things are already in place. They're used so frequently that Alexa doesn't have a problem with those types of things. If you've got a very complicated service or it's a complicated product to order, that's where we're not at yet, but we will be very soon as the bots get smarter. So if you've got a product or service that can be ordered by voice, you definitely need an Alexa skill, and you should be looking into it right now, especially because it's Amazon. Okay, so let's go to retail sales. So Monoface.com uses an app without human intervention. The AI system, the artificial intelligence system, walks the user through a series of styles, and using AI tries to best match the look and feel the user likes by analyzing how they use the app. So this is a little bit more advanced. So why does this matter? Well, no retail makeup clerks are needed in this example, and it's got, according to the people using it, it's got a better outcome because they just show you instantly what you're going to look like. So with Monoface technology, users are able to upload their own photos and virtually try on all the lipsticks, eyeshadows, hair colors, even dramatic new hairstyles. And they've got an integration with the new beauty brand where you could try on any different beauty products from those brands as well, like a L'Oreal. So this is a fun, risk-free digital trial that for them has led to an 80% lift in makeup sales when Monoface was added to the brand's existing website or mobile app. So very quickly, they're able to try on all these different styles, get a look at what it's going to look like. Even the AI itself is suggesting new looks based on what they've picked as looks that they like. So they're kind of doing this analysis in the background saying, hey, if she likes this look, then she's probably going to like this other look. And that's all being done by a bot. Was not done with human intervention. So let me give you another example. These are personal assistant bots that find better deals. So this one's called Mona. And given that Mona is one of the most popular personal shopping assistant bots out there, it probably won't surprise you to learn that it was developed by former Amazon employees. What Mona does is it takes things a step further with a feature it calls missions. And this says that the bot's scouring online stores for products that meet a particular set of criteria based on a product type, a style, price, and even more. It currently works with over 300 retailers, and their number is steadily growing larger because it works for retailers. What's more, Mona features top 20 best promotions and discounts every day, so people are using the app because they see all these discounts, they see all these promotions. And the whole point of it is you could save a lot of money on your favorite brands. Again, there's no human involved here. It's a bot that's making all these decisions based on the inputs from you. It's learning from you about what you like or what you don't like. So still, some of you might be asking, so what? Well, if you're probably wondering, why does anyone care about chatbots? Then let's look at simple text-based services. What's the big deal? Well, it's because for the first time ever, people are using messenger apps more than they're using social networks. And this came as a complete surprise to me. I know everyone uses, text messaging, but I had no idea that they were using messenger apps more than they were using social networks. And from my point of view, that's a big shocker. So if people are on these platforms like WhatsApp, they're on text-based messaging systems, or they're using DMs and Instagram and Twitter, then that's important to know. As a marketer, I've got to look at, okay, perhaps I should be going to those platforms to try to convert people to purchase my product or educate them on my product and less of a focus on social media. For now, I would just say, do both. The good news about bots is that they're open 24/7. They don't require lunch breaks, a salary, or vacation. They're not much fun to be around, but they do the job, and they'll get smarter and smarter as we progress here. So if you're wondering what you should do or why you should build a bot, here's some good reasons. You can create a personalized search process. So some of the best bots are doing this search and filter type process and storing that information for future sessions. So even if your bot isn't powerful enough to really grasp what the human is doing with it, you could store that information so in the future you can make recommendations to those particular people. It also removes purchase barriers because you don't need a human involved in order to figure out if there's a problem. So those 30 to 50-minute waits for when you call into a brand to reach their customer support. This removes all that as well and gives you the information that you need to make a decision. It can also help you repeat customers, whether it's ink cartridges or Mother's Day cards or anything where you typically need a reminder. These bots can do that automatically because it's stored all the information about you and, of course, holidays. Update customers on the go and improve customer service. Imagine a bot that's constantly giving you updates as to where your product is or whether a customer has called you and hasn't been called back in a couple of days, or they've messaged and they need, because of what's happening with the interaction with the bot, they need immediate support. All these things can be done today with bots, and another reason to kind of take a look at it if you're on the fence. So let's move rather cautiously now to the top of the AI pyramid just to show you where this is all headed. And this is really where it gets kind of fun. So I've been talking about bots, but there's this another thing called macro bots that will control entire businesses. They'll help keep teams focused on goals and top priority items. They'll shut off the lights. They'll notify all your customers of something that's occurred automatically. They'll help all the salespeople become smarter at what they're doing and educate them on maybe a new product that you have that you want to sell. And they'll notify teams that need collaboration on projects or customer support issues. They'll be aggregating all that in the background and letting you know, hey, these are top customer service issues that have been brought to the bot's attention. So all that will be done automatically. And unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you feel, Gartner predicts by 2019, 3 million people will be supervised by robots. That's only a couple of years away. Now, whether you believe that or not, I don't know what they're defining as a robo boss, but according to Gartner, there'll be a robo boss that's monitoring what you're doing at work, whether you're marketing a product, selling a product, what have you, and they'll be making suggestions and they'll be monitoring your performance and giving you and perhaps somebody else input as to what's going well and what's not going well. For me, this is the scariest thing about this coming revolution in artificial intelligence. So don't take my word for it. Take a look at what Facebook's actual roadmap is showing. The two big things that stand out for me, AI, of course, and VR, AR. VR to me, is not that big of a deal as a marketer. For some marketers, I think it will be. I just don't see people wearing glasses on their face that totally block out the rest of reality. AR, I agree with. I think AR is going to be big. AI for sure is going to be involved in almost everything that we do. Anything electronic or anything that we do that can be monitored, measured, that's connected to the grid. You can expect some kind of AI assistance, if not full AI control in the future. And that's why Facebook is investing in these particular areas. So what now? If you're still wondering if it's important to you, take a look at this roadmap of all the technologies that have come before it. I wouldn't be scared by this. And I wouldn't be scared by change. The artificial intelligence is going to take over. I just wouldn't be scared by it. This has always been true. And if you look at any sequence of tech change, it's always been met by a lot of resistance. Whether it was the cell phone, whether it was television, whether it was computers, it's all been met with resistance and the end of the world as we know it. Also, one of the things that's still needed that's coming, and I expect it's going to come real quick, are bot payments. So right now, you've got bots that can have interactions with people, but you really don't have an easy way to connect it to payments. Right now, you have to send them over to your website or send them over someplace else to transact. But with payment-to-payment platform coming for Facebook, that I think this will generally go away, at least on Facebook. But right now, it's just too risky for these e-commerce providers and their stores to have them, collect money using a chatbot. They still want to control that experience a lot better, and they want to have a very systematic way of collecting payment, not just a bot deciding whether they should collect payment or not. So I think, there's a much bigger problem with the majority of bots being released. They're not solving consumer problems yet, but this is another one that is causing a problem in the e-commerce space when it comes to bots is, how and when do we collect money or ask for the money? It's just that the bots aren't quite there yet, but in the future, they're going to get there, and they're going to get there pretty quick. So by 2020, I expect companies, and this will be the majority of your customers, by the way, your e-commerce customers, to already know who I am when I contact customer service. You're going to have to know who they are. And that's not hard with bots because they can do a lot of research pretty quickly on who this individual is, especially if they're coming from Facebook, of course. They're going to want to provide products that can self-diagnose issues and automatically order parts and services. This is without humans. Maybe in extreme cases, a human will be notified. They're going to want to interact with you via cloud-connected products, not humans. Anticipate their needs and make relevant suggestions before I contact them. Remember, I talked about the future. It's not going to be just reactive artificial intelligent bots. It's going to be proactive artificial bots because the bots have been studying you and studying your patterns, and they're going to make those type of suggestions. And then provide services via virtual reality. I think it'll be more augmented reality, but what people are expecting, at least consumers and businesses, they're expecting more of a virtual reality experience. So basically what they're looking for is a 24/7 artificial intelligence mind reader is what they're looking for. But by 2020, that's the expectation, and I think we're going to get there. I think we will. So let's look at today. If you're launching a bot, where are the bots? Because a lot of people think just Facebook. Well, believe it or not, Apple's got bots, WeChat's got bots. There's a few that are outside of the United States. You might live there. There's Skype that's got bots. Microsoft's just made a big announcement. There's Kik. So you could develop one bot and make it work on all these platforms, and look at the numbers of people that you can reach. It's bigger than social media, and people are spending more time on these messenger apps. So it's worthwhile to take a look at how you can convert some of these people to your customers, right? If you have access to them and you have a bot that's working for nothing, that's pre-programmed to answer questions and get them into a sales cycle, or in the future, get them to proactively decide whether they need your product or not, that's a huge win. And that's something that I think everyone should be at least thinking about going forward. Okay, so what will e-commerce bots be doing in 3 years? So in 3 years, you won't be dealing with a retail agent at all in order to directly order from an online application. So this includes customer support. This includes any kind of sales issues. This includes, any kind of interaction. Most companies that want to stick around won't have a retail agent at all. They'll just be interacting through a bot. And this isn't just me saying this. This is Forrester, Gartner, and all the people that are really heavily involved. And if you think Facebook is good now about targeting, just wait. They're going to have predictive targeting. So just like bots going out and finding people that want to use your particular or buy your product, Facebook is already working on predictive targeting. So that, an example would be so that after a workout, you might be getting a Facebook message to buy a bottle of water next door at the 7-Eleven from your gym. This is going to happen, and it's going to happen pretty soon. They're already working on it. Something else called conversational commerce. This will be, where you're talking to your device, kind of like the Alexa from Amazon, where you're just ordering based on your past history, or you're talking to a chat bot and you're sharing, these are the types of things that I want. Just like you talk to a person, you talk to this bot and would go out and maybe place that order at your local Starbucks. You'd walk in and you'd pick it up. This is already happening, and it's going to happen more and more in the next couple of years. So let's get to my conclusion of what, if I were in your shoes, I'd be preparing for. So number one, you should be developing, or at least looking to develop, some kind of simple bot for your industry, for your particular company, or something that you can use as kind of a lessons learned, because it is, and everyone's going to be going this direction, just like everybody has a social media. Most companies are going to have some kind of bot, especially in B2C, some kind of bot that's helping them either answer questions or proactively getting people into a sales cycle. And in the next 2 to 3 years, this is going to happen. It will be just like social media. We just haven't reached that tipping point, what I call the Pokemon point yet, where there's been an AI situation where people have said, yeah, I got to have that. Also, another conclusion, it's not going to replace you. It's only going to make you better, but you need to get prepared. And like I said, test things out. Keep your ear to the ground to see what's working out there. You can go to our YouTube channel. We're constantly interviewing people. And just the other day, I interviewed that person who turned the Alexa into a e-commerce lead machine. So if you're interested, you can go to our channel to listen to more of those types of interviews. And, every one of these technologies brought fear and anxiety, but you're going to get better. It's going to make you better. The marketing will be way more targeted and less disruptive, because you're not hitting people that have no interest in what you're doing. The artificial intelligence saying, I know this person probably is interested in what you're doing. They may not buy, but we're going to put this particular message or content in front of them. And customer service will be better, and it'll be on demand. I, for one, don't like calling anybody, even today. I'd rather go to their website to try to figure it out. Using their FAQs. As a last resort, I call people now. So it'd be great if I could interact with a bot and learn why my product wasn't what I ordered. And, I also like to kind of quote from the New York Times here. Economic history shows that automation not only substitutes for human labor, it complements it. The disappearance of some jobs and industries gives rise to others, hence the name of my presentation here. Non-technology industries, from restaurants to personal fitness, benefit from the consumer demand that results from rising incomes in a growing economy. But only robust public policy can ensure that the benefits of growth are broadly shared. So if there's one risk here, is that we over-regulate and we start putting a tamper on some of these bots and innovation. I can see where it could go south, but we have to be careful how much we put public policy in place to stop what's going to occur. It's just inevitable. So with that, I want to thank you for tuning in and allowing me to show you what I think is coming, what's happening today, and what our experience has been. So are there any questions, are there any questions?
Thank you so much, Mark. I actually have one question. So from your perspective, what do you think that's the most exciting thing that will go out and will be powered by AI, and something that will positively influence our life?
So I like the idea of a personal AI assistant, something that's constantly learning about me. I almost think we're going to get selfish with this. And so, every day it's going to look at my calendar. It knows me. It knows what I like. And it's going to make my day easier, whether by placing calls automatically or sending out emails or notifying me of what I need to do. I wonder if we become a servant to our own bots eventually. But
right.
The promise of that to me is exciting, because I'm organized, but there's a lot of chaos still in my life.
Yeah, same for all of us, I think. Thanks a lot, Mark, for the keynote. Thanks a lot for answering the question. Guys, if you have any other questions, write them down here. Otherwise, that will wrap up International E-commerce Day 2017. Once again, Mark, much appreciative of your time. Oh, we have a question actually. So, which AI platform do you believe is effective for predictive behavior in an e-commerce marketplace?
Wow. I would look at a company called Crafty.ai. And I'd also follow everything that Facebook is doing right now. They're not at predictive yet, but Crafty.ai is working on it, and I think they've in part solved some of the issues in terms of predictive behavior in an e-commerce marketplace. I mean, Amazon's probably the best at this, but they're not giving you access to their predictive qualities. But
yeah, until they're gonna outsource it as a product, probably.
That's right.
Yeah. So thanks a lot once again, Mark. Arun, just to follow up on your question, we are also working on a solution for this challenge, let's say. So you can contact us at Omniconvert, and we can talk more about this and come up with innovative solutions for your growth challenges. Mark, thanks once again. Have a good one, and see you next year.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Guys, if you have any other questions, please. Yeah, so I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks once again for everybody being actively involved in listening to all our keynotes. I would like to once again share the news that we're also really keen in discovering your needs and challenges regarding e-commerce growth, and you can stop by with an email, and we'll get right back to you and yeah, explore things. Have a good day. Bye bye.